the $32,000 chase place.
Tonight, the Nationals rejoice. Michael McCormack out, Barnaby back as Deputy Prime Minister.
Smashed by a superstorm, trampolines in trees, roads crumbling. The Great Southern's night from hell.
Queues and wait times blow out at Claremont, the vaccine hub hit by a wave of sickness.
Rioli returns, the fallen star back home in the nest.
Skills shift, new careers in the mining boom without having to leave Perth.
And wildlife warrior Bindi Irwin reignites a long-running family feud.
Live from Perth, 7 News with Rick Ardon and Susannah Carr.
Good evening and welcome to 7 News. Barnaby Joyce has been re-elected leader of the Federal National Party after a shock spill.
He'll be sworn in as Deputy Prime Minister tomorrow, 3 years after he resigned because of a sex scandal. Joyce says he's learned from his past mistakes.
Barnaby is back. The Nationals rejoicing. A surprise even to him.
Well, if I thought it was something that I expected to happen, I would have brought my hat.
The event so swift there was no time to be sworn in as Deputy Prime Minister before question time, leaving Michael McCormack, the man he deposed, stuck in the political equivalent of the electric chair.
I have some numbers to read to the House. Numbers have not been my friend today.
His number was up, the execution clinical, a party room ambush with the spill moved by pro-coal Queensland Senator Matt Canavan.
We need a megaphone to get our message out to regional Australia.
The man with the megaphone resurrected after being forced out over a sex scandal, 3 years, a broken marriage, a new partner and 2 new sons later.
I acknowledge my faults.
David Littleproud remains deputy and, having survived sports rorts, Bridget McKenzie, National Senate leader.
Now it is time to unify our party.
Mr McCormack, flanked by wife Catherine, tears welling, prepared to remain a minister.
This has been a democratic decision and I accept it. I do accept it.
Another tumultuous leadership change, but why?
What's the problem that you're apparently the solution to?
I have a different suite of issues. I have a different suite of attributes.
And that difference is dangerous for Labor. Despite his weaknesses, Barnaby Joyce gives the Nationals a much more effective voice where it will need it at the next election, from the coalfields to the farmlands. Though for now, it's Labor that's making hay.
Instead of rolling out the vaccine to the Australian people, they've just concentrated on rolling each other.
Scott Morrison isolating at the Lodge as the old Nationals leader becomes the new.
The Abbott Trust, Turnbull Joyce, Turnbull McCormack, Morrison McCormack and now Morrison Joyce government promised stable government.
A turbulent day ending with a tribute to Doris Day.
I move that further questions be placed on the notice paper. Que sera, sera.
And now, whatever will be, will Barnaby. Mark Riley, 7 News.
Comments from WA's opposition leader previously helped oust Barnaby Joyce. Mia Davies declared his position untenable. Today, Ms Davies said she's disappointed by his re-election and that Mr Joyce must rebuild trust with the party and voters.
Those comments were made on behalf of our Parliamentary National Party at the time, and I stand by those views.
She wouldn't say if she'll campaign alongside him in WA.
A savage winter storm has ripped through our Great Southern. Wild winds turned toys into missiles as roads were washed away. Emergency crews say they haven't seen anything like it in more than a decade.
Floodwaters swallow the Great Southern. Albany hit hard by a low-pressure trough that forced water to rise. After the river burst its banks, main roads resembled rivers. Residents were isolated and homes were surrounded by the surge. The damaged power lines flashed in the sky while others were felled in 96 km/h winds. Daytime only revealed more devastation from the storm that even SES couldn't anticipate.
We were anticipating some weather, but to that scale, not that much.
Tree roots were ripped up. Household roofs were ripped off. Ben Cassidy sheltered his family through the terrifying ordeal.
Felt that whole wall start to vibrate and bulge and said to the kids, I think we better go into the bedroom. And they all snuggled up in bed and then next minute, all hell broke loose.
His irreplaceable possessions destroyed, but the most important things were protected.
The children were very traumatised. My son was terrified.
As frightening as some of the damage is, there's an invisible threat as well. Asbestos is built into many of these old and damaged homes that SES crews are now working feverishly to repair. SES received more than 160 calls for service. They're still working through tonight. Everything from residents being trapped by trees to flash flooding and the damage dealt by huge winds hitting their homes.
The noise and the wind was just like horrendous. It was like a tornado.
Incredibly, no residents have suffered serious injuries, a fact made more astounding when makeshift missiles flew through the air. And while the storm hit, the mayor was in the air, returning home before his plane had to be diverted.
If you didn't have a seatbelt on, you would have been plastered against the roof.
In the event of more heavy rainfall, an inlet was created to relieve pressure on waterways. One thing is certain, pressure on this tiny town will continue for some time yet. Well, night's just fallen here in Albany and more residents are looking around spending another night with damaged roofs and tarps papering over those cracks. Of course, those residents will be joining thousands of others without power due to circumstances like these ones, where you see power lines wrapped around damaged trees that Western Power crews have now been given the impossible task of untangling. And damage like this all over the Great Southern area is what's led to, at last count, around 9,500 homes still without power after Western Power crews reconnected around 6,400 homes. And they'll continue to work throughout tonight to get as many of those online as possible. Of course, the residents who are worst affected, well, they won't be spending the night in their homes at all. They've had to seek out temporary accommodation after the damage was too severe. Rick?
Thanks, Ben, for the latest live. A manhunt is underway tonight after a stabbing in Joondalup. A 34-year-old man has knife wounds to his upper chest, eye and arm. Police say he was involved in a fight at about 3:30 this afternoon at Hungry Jack's. The wanted man left the area in a silver ute.
There have been long lines and lengthy delays at one of Perth's vaccine hubs today. Some people needed half a day off to get their jab, as National Cabinet was told supplies of Pfizer will ramp up in coming weeks and months.
This morning, the line of people waiting to be vaccinated snaked out the door of the Showgrounds Pavilion. By the afternoon, it had tripled in size and the waiting times had blown out by up to 2.5 hours.
Did you expect to wait so long?
No, I didn't, but it was really nice time. People are very friendly.
The delay was caused by the no-show of 6 nurses. They'd called in sick and health couldn't find replacements.
Slow but smooth?
Very smooth, yeah, very smooth. Didn't hurt a bit.
If you were there for the AstraZeneca jab, the line was shorter. Now the only takers are people over 60.
Would you have preferred to have the Pfizer?
Not necessarily, no.
Didn't worry you at all?
No, it didn't, no.
I've got grandkids, great-grandkids. I've got to do something. AstraZeneca's okay by me.
Most people were there for Pfizer, now recommended to anyone 59 or younger. Since bookings opened for 50 to 59-year-olds on Friday, nearly 7,000 people have booked in. The long line and 2-hour delays is a dilemma for these folks. They could walk away and give up their spot, but they may not get another appointment for months. The Prime Minister and state and territory leaders met today where they learned there would be a greater certainty of supply of Pfizer from July. WA has been guaranteed 35,000 doses a week from the end of next month. Medical authorities say people will not be able to mix and match vaccines.
So please, we are not mixing and matching at this point. You need to match, don't mix.
AMA-WA spokesman Dr Andrew Miller says there's nothing wrong with mixing doses.
You can, and they are mix and matching in many countries.
In Sydney, it's the spread of the disease that's front of mind, with 2 new cases today. Jeff Parry, 7 News.
After 647 days exiled from football, Willie Rioli made his return to the West Coast Eagles training this afternoon. The Premiership forward now begins his quest to earn back the trust of teammates and his place in the side.
A fallen eagle, carefully placed back in the nest. 21 months in the football wilderness has ended for Willie Rioli. Greeted today with hugs from teammates, fist bumps from West Coast staff and a few jogged laps around Lathlane Oval. Two things were clear. Rioli's still got plenty of mates and the Premiership small forward still has plenty of tricks.
He's had a tough run, albeit it was brought upon himself by himself, but we've supported him the whole way through and he's still one of us and it's exciting to have him back.
Rioli's reorientation day included medical and physical tests. He begins an 8-week pre-season and is eligible to play from August 20.
People say he shouldn't play this year. I think he's done his time. 2 years is a long time out of the game. We think this is an opportunity to give him a chance to get his life and his football career back in order.
Rioli's off-field drama began on August 20, 2019, after he tampered with a urine sample. Just over 2 weeks later, he tested positive for cannabis. On September 12 that year, he was suspended on the eve of the semi-final against Geelong. After a 14-month wait, Rioli finally faced an anti-doping tribunal. Another 5 months later, a verdict, a 2-year ban, backdated. Rioli was then caught with 25 grams of cannabis in his pants by a drug detection dog at Darwin Airport in April. The judge handing him a fine and a 12-month good behaviour bond.
Yeah, he's remorseful. Yeah, he regrets what's happened, but that's okay. We've welcomed him back with open arms.
Ryan Daniels, 7 News.
A simple trip to the shops here in Perth has proved to be a great adventure for the two sisters from Biloela. Tarnika, who was recently discharged from hospital, joined her sister at Kmart. It's been 2 years since these girls have seen a big store.
Sparkly shoes.
You like the sparkly shoes?
Is this bigger than the shop?
Supporters of the family are hoping newly promoted Nationals leader Barnaby Joyce will help them in their efforts to stay here.
Ben Roberts-Smith has been grilled over the killing of an Afghan man who had a prosthetic leg. Earlier, his defamation case ground to a halt when the war veteran became caught up in Sydney's latest COVID scare.
Ben Roberts-Smith late for court after being caught at a Sydney CBD COVID exposure site.
COVID-free, Ben?
Excuse me, mate.
How are you feeling?
Now tested and cleared so his memory could be tested again by 9 barrister Nicholas Owens SC. This is another example of you not being able to get your story straight. Interrogated over the Whiskey 108 incident and this tunnel where 2 men were killed, one with a prosthetic leg. I put it to you that you shot the man with an extended burst of machine gun fire until you had a stoppage. No, he said. It was also alleged that when the 42-year-old realised he'd been seen by a soldier codenamed Person 41, you said to Person 41, "Are we cool?" No, that's a lie. The leg was souvenired. The former SAS soldier denies ever drinking from it. However, do you own a glass in the shape of a prosthetic leg? Yes, he said. Everyone in the squadron was given one.
The court also heard that Ben Roberts-Smith repeated the orders of his patrol commander for a younger soldier to be blooded by shooting an old man. A silencer allegedly had to be used for that killing. All claims that the Victoria Cross recipient repeatedly denied.
Tomorrow the court will be closed due to sensitive national security issues, but public hearings will begin again on Wednesday, where it's likely he'll be grilled on the domestic violence allegations. Chris Reason, 7 News.
Authorities in the US and China are making no comment on growing speculation that Beijing has suffered its most damaging defection of an intelligence insider ever. If true, the development could add fuel to claims the pandemic began from a laboratory leak.
Backstage to the emerging power struggle between China and the US, talk of a profound break in the intelligence wars.
True, it would be a sensational defection.
The speculation, China's Vice Minister of State Security Dong Jingwei, responsible for the country's internal counterintelligence efforts, took his daughter in February and boarded a flight from Hong Kong to the United States.
If it proves to be true, it would undoubtedly be the most important defection from China to the US ever.
Defection rumours are common in intelligence. Many turn out to be wrong. A respected Chinese intelligence source has fuelled this one by claiming Dong Jingwei has taken conclusive evidence from the Wuhan Institute to the US.
This defection could break open the question of where this virus came from.
President Biden recently ordered US intelligence to form a firm view for or against a theory he'd long dismissed, that the pandemic began from a leak in this Wuhan laboratory. Some speculate the White House change of heart might have come on the back of evidence from the suspected defector. If the defection has happened, Washington and Beijing have reasons to keep it quiet. In the United States, Tim Lester, 7 News.
Wildlife warrior Bindi Irwin has reignited a long-running family feud after making shocking comments about her grandfather, Bob. The new mum made several claims in a candid post on social media.
Steve Irwin Day, 2007. Terry, Bob, Robert and Bindi together, a sight not seen since. Their family rift no secret, Bob severing ties with Australia Zoo in 2008 to continue conservation efforts at a property in Kingaroy.
2 of your grandkids are very, very famous. When was the last time you saw them, other than on TV?
Too long ago.
New mum Bindi candidly opening up about the feud on social media after acknowledging her dad, husband and father-in-law. Unfortunately, my grandfather has shown no interest in spending time with me or my family, Bindi commented. He has never said a single kind word to me. Bindi was unavailable for an interview today.
Several of Bob's supporters have denied the claims, adding that the 82-year-old is devastated by the comments.
Amanda French has known the conservationist for more than a decade. She co-wrote his autobiography. He walked her down the aisle.
He's the most beautiful, generous, kind-hearted man I have ever met or ever worked for as well. To see him, with tears in his eyes and know that he's very upset by this has upset all of us.
Heartache among a family so often making headlines. Emily Arnold, 7 News.
Samantha Jolly joins us now live from Elizabeth Quay.
How cold is it at the moment, Sam?
Well, Sue and Rick, here in the city it's 12 degrees, but we're rugged up. The rain has finally stopped. It's actually quite a nice night. Now, if you're wondering about the real-life Tonka trucks behind me, this is the West Track display, which is part of the Resource Technology Showcase that opened up at the PCEC today. Now, you can come and have a go right up until Sunday. It is free, it is lots of fun, and I'll have all the details a little bit later. But today is actually the winter solstice and our coldest day of the year, just 14.4 degrees. It hasn't been this cold since August last year. Now, Kalamunda shivered through a maximum of just 11 degrees today, but it was about 14 in most other areas. The cold front responsible for our drenching has moved through, leaving that pool of very cold air. And I mean cold. Tonight, we're going to drop to just 4 degrees. I'll have the rest of your forecast after Sport, Rick and Sue.
Thank you, Sam. New data has revealed Perth's rental market is actually the most affordable it's been in years.
Next, the suburbs that are cheaper than they used to be.
Why it's not all good news for those scrambling to find a home.
Horror pile-up, 9 children killed as storms wreak carnage.
Price hike, why millions of Australians are paying more for mobile plans.
Coming up in sport at 6:45, exclusive Nick Naitanui on the return of Willie Rioli and his own career best form.
And how police missed chances to solve a mystery made famous in the podcast The Lady Vanishes. That's next.
Sunday, July 4.
There will be fun when you can finally make it home.
Should we bring them in?
Because when I'm in a room with you, that missing piece is found.
This year, more than one farmer will find love.
That missing piece is found.
I'm in love with you.
Real love is back. New Farmer Wants a Wife starts Sunday, July 4 on 7.
Now's a great time to sort your health cover with NIB. Join any combined hospital and extras cover online by June 30 and you'll get a virtual Visa e-gift card valued up to $400. Join NIB today. It's worth it.
Looking for a one-stop shop for all your electrical, plumbing and grouting needs? Richtech is your trusted specialist in hot water systems, lock drains, electrical faults, bathroom regrouting and more. Book online today at richtech.com.au.
Let's get
Hey, is your home getting a little too packed? Granny Flats WA can help ease the squeeze. Sign up this month and get up to 20 grand in bonuses. Well, what are you waiting for? Visit grannyflatswa.com now.
Introducing the latest innovation from Aquatechnics Pools, Graphene Nanotech. Groundbreaking graphene technology infused in every Aquatechnics pool. Graphene is 200 times stronger than steel, giving you our strongest pool ever. Built like no other, you can trust your pool will look better and last longer year after year. As WA's Fiberglass Pool Builder of the Year, our promise to you, there simply is no better swimming pool.
New Naturally Good Anti-Age with 99% naturally derived ingredients, plus 1% for stability and safety, with organic burdock extract. Visibly reduces wrinkles in 2 weeks. 100% transparency for 100% trust.
Retrovision has been part of WA homes for 60 years. Our huge range of appliances and technology has made life easier. And with new ways to pay and new ways to save, a lot has changed. But there's still a lot more in store at Retrovision.
Sure, to anyone else, this is just a car. But to the Johnsons, this is their adventure machine. The perfect companion to their 6-star hotel on wheels. And their fishing Voyager. At RAC Insurance, we see what you see because we're local too. Get local insurance plus great member benefits. That's the power of membership. RAC Insurance. For the better.
Get your woolies worth this winter with great weekly specials like Campbell's Real Stock 1 litre, now $2 each. That's half price.
That's why I pick Woolies.
In breaking news, 2 Perth paramedics are isolating tonight and a review has been ordered after an accidental PPE breach. 7 News can reveal the ambulance was called to Adelaide Terrace this afternoon for a non-COVID job, but was used to transfer a quarantined traveller who'd collapsed inside the Hyatt Hotel. It's understood the paramedics were not wearing full protective equipment. The health department says they entered the room to prevent loss of life and have since been told to self-isolate. The patient had previously tested negative for COVID.
Perth's rental market has almost become a tale of 2 cities. It's not actually as expensive as you think, with some suburbs the most affordable they've been in years. But there's still one major problem: not enough houses.
Kirsty McLennan is all packed up with nowhere to go. The single mother has been searching for a rental for 2 months after her landlord put their place on the market.
I've never relied on government handouts. I've always worked full-time for everything I've got. I've always worked blimmin' hard and I can't even find a house to live in.
She's one of many feeling the pain of Perth's rental supply crisis, but the industry's peak body says prices haven't been this good in years.
Even though rents have gone up, WA sits as the most affordable state or territory to find a rental property.
Careen has seen the biggest drop. Median rental prices are down more than 30% since its peak in 2012. Dalkeith also down more than 30%. City Beach, Stirling and North Fremantle also down from heights reached in the mid-2010s.
The house may be listed at $350 a week, but in order to secure it, you've actually got to offer $50, $100, $150 more a week.
The prices may be lower, but so is the number of homes to rent. The Perth vacancy rate is sitting at just 1%, only slightly above the record 40-year lows we saw in December last year. Competition amongst renters was clear at this 3x1 in Balga today. Dozens of prospective tenants rolled through the doors in hope of landing a home.
It's just very sad watching, people who don't know what they can afford next.
Cassidy Moscone, 7 News.
A firefighter, his baby daughter and 8 foster children have been killed in a horror pile-up in the storm-hit US state of Alabama. 15 vehicles, including a semi-trailer, were involved in the collision, which then erupted in a fireball. The foster children were travelling in a van run by a home that cares for neglected kids. Tropical storm Claudette has had a devastating impact across the region. The driver of this mangled car remarkably survived after it was crushed by a falling tree.
The US Navy has carried out an explosive shock test on its newest and most advanced aircraft carrier. It's called a full ship shock trial, and it's designed to make sure warships can withstand the heat of battle. The USS Gerald Ford passed with flying colours. Nearly 20 tonnes of explosives were used in a blast that registered as a 3.9 magnitude earthquake.
There are two new Bolts, one named Thunder and the other St. Leo. The fastest man in history, Usain Bolt, announced the arrival of twin boys on social media. Now a family of 5, Thunder and St. Leo, join their big sister Olympia, Lightning Bolt.
An inquest has been told the 1997 disappearance of schoolteacher Marion Barter was listed as an occurrence rather than a missing person. It was a crucial misstep in what became an international mystery and subject of the 7 News podcast, The Lady Vanishes.
She's the lady who vanished. Marion Barter, the subject of a podcast downloaded more than 8 million times. Now an inquest into her disappearance has started. Detective Gary Sheehan gave evidence today. He took over the case in 2009 and said the original report had been inappropriately marked as an occurrence when it should have been a missing persons case. He described police records as scant in detail, confusing, very short on substance. Marion Barter left Australia for England in 1997 and her family hasn't seen her since. She apparently returned under a new name. Money was withdrawn from her accounts, but she never made contact. The coroner will consider if she staged her own disappearance.
She probably did initially decide to do these things with somebody. My mum was easily led.
The inquest will hear from 19 witnesses, and Sally knows what she hears won't be easy listening.
If she is alive and well and she doesn't want to be a part of our life, that's really heartbreaking. And at the same time, if she's deceased, well, that's devastating as well.
The inquest continues. Max Futcher, 7 News.
Left alone without power for a week.
Next, the remarkable story of an 85-year-old storm survivor.
Plus, how to join WA's mining boom without even leaving Perth.
Plus, no cheering, no loud voices, but one surprise coming to the Tokyo Games.
Mobile plan prices soar, the cheaper options giving you the same coverage.
And later, the simple device that could hold the key to helping children overcome nightmares.
Seven News brought to you by Western Power, powering our lives.
When you think of Western Power, you might think of these things here. But the way we use energy is changing, so we're evolving the network. Connecting you to renewable storage solutions like community batteries, which store excess household solar power here, and keep communities connected here. Community batteries are just one way we're using world-leading technology to give you a brighter energy future. Western Power, powering our lives.
I can smell that finish line from here.
It's absolutely do or die today, big brother. Oh God, I want this so bad.
I'll fight till the end. I'm playing to win.
Then all of a sudden, like that, the game has changed.
In the massive final showdown, only 4 will be left standing.
I'm about to shoot a missile into the lounge room.
Who will survive to make the live grand final?
Who wins? You decide.
Big Brother, tonight after Home and Away on 7.
Takes some real skill to settle a wild ute at Walkinshaw Station. The powerful Amarok V6W series, the only ute reared for the road.
Australia, meet your new McCafe blend. Roasted and blended in Melbourne. Smoother, richer, and crafted for Aussies who love great coffee. The new McCafe blend. Now that's coffee fit for an Aussie.
For the mid-afternoon naps. For the midnight marathons. For bringing the family together. For a chance to escape from the world. Danks Furniture, the comfort of home.
Building or renovating? Save with the world's best brand sale at Hart & Co. Make the most of the amazing savings on your favourite kitchen brands. The world's best brand sale ends June 30 at Hart & Co. Osborne Park.
Don't know what's going to happen. That's why it's so fun. You got me high.
Welcome to Business Space, home base for business. Hi, I'm Peter McLennan. Everything a business needs, everything a business needs to know. Office furniture fit-outs, cafe and restaurant furniture, shop fittings and fit-outs, shelving, racking, storage, business machines and business advisory services.
This is Rob. He's a dentist. Hi, Rob. That's why he doesn't use just any toothpaste. He uses Oral-B's gum and enamel toothpaste. Why? Ordinary paste can leave bacteria on the gum line that can cause soreness and even cavities. But Oral-B gum and enamel, it neutralises harmful bacteria to revitalise your gums while strengthening your enamel. The secret of Rob's great teeth? Strong, healthy gums. Gums, Rob, not guns. Don't settle for just any toothpaste. Get Oral-B gum and enamel.
The pandemic has forced mining and resource companies to use technology in new and smarter ways. It's made international careers possible without having to leave WA.
An explosion of ideas, many sparked by the pandemic.
It's amazing to see how quickly our industry and our company has had to react.
It's led to advancements in robotics, remote operations and virtual reality. It means international opportunities are possible and you don't have to leave Perth.
We're seeing the ability to contribute to the industry without having to travel or to live overseas necessarily.
Pilots and operators working remotely, just as important as high-vis and hard hats.
The idea of the whole remit is to look at things differently and to train people differently.
Thousands of school kids explored today's Resources Technology Showcase. The next generation is ready.
I like programming, and so it's really fun seeing how they work.
It's super fun. The VR is really cool.
To keep WA at the cutting edge of technology, some of the companies here are shifting their gaze from the ground to the skies, higher even than this thing can fly. They're looking to space for the next level of innovation.
When you think about it, for space, you have to develop for the harshest of all environments.
If it can work up there, there's no reason it can't work down here. Rory Campbell, 7 News.
And coming up on Flashpoint, see what your children got up to at the Resources Technology Showcase and why they could end up staying in Perth for good because of this jobs boom. One of the remarkable stories tonight is how NASA turns to WA for robot technology. Join Tim McMillan from 9:05 tonight.
Australia's biggest telcos have been called out for price hikes to their phone plans. Customers may have been stung hundreds of dollars without even realising, but the consumer watchdog claims savings can still be made if you compare deals.
A wake-up call for millions, with Telstra, Optus and Vodafone bumping up the cost of mobile phone plans. According to the ACCC, over the past year, Telstra has increased its postpaid plan prices by up to $15 a month. Optus by $6 and Vodafone by up to $40 before promotions.
There's 3 players that have got about 90% of the market. That is not enough competition, and that is why prices have increased.
The telcos say upgrading the networks is costly. Their plans offer a lot of choice, and often a price increase is matched by a data limit increase.
The most important thing when you're looking for a phone plan is to right-size to your needs, because otherwise you're just paying for inclusions you're not using.
Consumers say they want a reliable connection, enough data and a good price.
Mainly choose it based on cost.
I just went for the best coverage in remote areas.
Telstra, Optus and Vodafone own the only 3 networks in Australia, so all mobile phone plans from any provider run on one of these networks and provide identical coverage to the big name plans. iiNet offers 16 gigabytes of data at $12.50 for the first 6 months, then $24.99 a month. Moose Mobile offers 20 gigabytes for $16.80 for 12 months, then $23.80. And Belong 20 gigabytes for $25 a month. Gemma Acton, 7 News.
A feisty 85-year-old storm victim has survived a week in her home alone without power or a phone and running out of food. Valerie Budge has lashed out at politicians for the delay in getting the army to Melbourne's Dandenong Ranges, while she suffered hypothermia.
You know, they're all walking around, strutting around, saying, look at us, we're pretty boys, we're on television. That doesn't help anybody. You know, what you really need is practical help, and we just didn't get it.
In news breaking from Tokyo tonight, spectators will be allowed inside venues at the Olympics, but with strict rules. A maximum of 10,000 people will be allowed in the larger venues or 50% capacity in the smaller venues like the pool. Shouting or speaking in a loud voice will be banned. Games organisers say 80% of athletes will be vaccinated for the Games, including all Australian athletes.
An Australian daredevil has travelled to the other side of the world to attempt a breathtaking world record.
Still to come, the death-defying dive. See the leap that could land him in the record books.
A touching tribute for a Yanchep man killed in a mysterious hit and run.
The guard duck sparking fear in the hearts of intruders.
And in sport, in 10 minutes, Nick Natanui on what the Eagles are hoping for in the back half of the season and Willie Rioli's return.
WA's jobs of the future. Why Perth could be the next Silicon Valley. Plus,
John, how do we rate their start?
the opinions sparking conversations across
One word
Perth.
answer, can they win the flag? No.
John Worsfold, Ryan Daniels, Flashpoint. Tonight on 7.
Don't you know we're just... Go to the exhibition. You find a way to put a wedge between him and Bella.
I'm sure there's a really good reason that Nico missed this. He worships the ground that you walk on.
I'm so sorry, Nick. Home and Away, next up on 7.
Australia, meet your new McCafe blend. Roasted and blended in Melbourne. Smoother, richer and crafted for Aussies who love great coffee. The new McCafe blend. Now that's coffee fit for an Aussie.
The Nick Scali half-yearly clearance ends Sunday. Hurry to save on quality furniture for your entire home. The Nick Scali half-yearly clearance ends Sunday. Hurry.
A chesty cough is disruptive for the whole family. Help switch off your cough with Duratus. Its double-action formula breaks down mucus and clears chest congestion. Get Duratus for a great price every day at Chemist Warehouse.
At the Blinds Gallery Stocktake sale, save 50% on blinds, save 50% on curtains, save 50% on outdoor blinds, and save big on shutters. Save at the Blinds Gallery.
Call 137 127 the Blinds Gallery.
We grew up hearing about you. And you took some very special people away from us. But the truth is, you're a coward. You may have started this fight, but we're gonna finish it.
I think it's time for you to learn the family business. Starting with the machine that goes bing every time someone compares with Compare the Market. We've helped more than 6 million Australians look for a better deal. Simple.
Let me be great, let me be witty, let me be so ditty in every state and city. How about let you do a double take? I don't need your money, I don't need your credit. I'm a superwoman, I let you watch me fade.
Your old gold jewellery could do more than just gather dust. It could take you on that next holiday or get you started on that new hobby. Find out how easy it is to sell your old gold jewellery at perthmint.com/sellgold.
You remember I'm picking Bex up from school, right?
The JCR's due Friday, so which font should we use?
Are you going to video chat this weekend? Your dad and I'd love to see the kid.
Is in
So can we go outside and have a thought about we could go to this place
Now, Fuel Watch. Perth's petrol prices brought to you by Fuel Watch and 7 News.
Time now for a check on the markets with finance editor Gemma Acton.
Thank you. We had been warned to brace for a rough session after a sharp sell-off on Wall Street last Friday, and we got it. The ASX 200 tumbling 134 points to close at 7,235. Our major banks stumbled, with the Commonwealth Bank taking the biggest hit. That was after it announced plans to sell its general insurance business. The Aussie dollar sank over the weekend and it is now buying just under 75 US cents, while gold has also slipped. It's now back under 1,800 US dollars. And retail sales for May have come in short of expectations at just a 0.1% rise for the month, hurt by the latest Victorian lockdown and despite strong growth in WA and Queensland.
Tributes have been left at the roadside where a Yanchep man was killed in a suspected hit and run. Dion Ford was found on Yanchep Beach Road in the early hours of Saturday, just metres from his home. Detectives spent today door-knocking the area. They're still trying to find the driver and occupants of this white sedan that was seen travelling east about 12:40 a.m. Anyone driving in the area around that time is urged to contact police.
An Australian daredevil has taken on a high-altitude world record attempt in the United States, leaping from the top of a hot air balloon. He hopes it will encourage others to realise almost anything is possible.
Suiting up in the dark, Damien Ryder prepares for a challenge never attempted before.
The weather's absolutely perfect. Couldn't ask for a better morning, that's for sure.
A high-altitude jump without additional oxygen from atop a hot air balloon. Damien rose into the sky over Tennessee.
All right, let's go!
For 25 minutes, he sat on the canopy, meditating. Then, at 7,500 feet, it was time to go, but getting off was harder than anyone expected.
Like, I'm running down, like, vertical. I've kind of gone, like, 5 stories running vertically down, and I don't know how I stayed up.
Gravity eventually took over and Damien plunged off the side.
Go, go.
Officials will determine whether it is a new world record. Either way, the Gold Coast resident made a statement.
Man, look at you. You're the modern-day Evel Knievel, man.
Damien is a child abuse survivor and takes on extreme feats to inspire others.
Anything's possible in life.
A message that comes right from the top. Amelia Radham, 7 News.
You've heard of guard dogs, but what about guard ducks? A would-be trespasser in Queensland was no match for Dwayne the Duck. He can be seen chasing her off his owner's property. The 5-month-old duck's heroics were too much for the invader, who was left, perhaps, ducking for cover. Thousands of Australian children suffer from nightmares, and for many they can cause chronic anxiety and debilitating sleep issues.
But now researchers have come up with a solution which can cure bad dreams with the push of a button.
For 9-year-old Charbel, bedtime has long been the stuff of nightmares.
I had trouble thinking that something was going to pull my legs from the bed.
Woken nightly by scary dreams, his mum had to be close by to comfort him.
As a mum, you know, obviously you want what's best for your children. And just me not knowing what to do, we tried everything.
Finally, they came across the Dream Changer.
It's kind of like a remote control that changes the channel.
Essentially, it's a placebo, empowering children with the idea that they are in control of their thoughts. If they're scared, they can use the remote to switch things up.
And that could be like a cue for you to remind yourself to change that channel, to change that thought, to invite maybe a more positive thought that will help you sleep better.
I'll just press the button and it'll comfort me for going to sleep.
Many kids will be affected by sleep issues at some stage. Most will grow out of them. But for those who suffer long-term problems, research shows a device like the Dream Changer can be a game changer. The idea came about when an American couple struggling to get their child back to bed tried whatever they could get their hands on.
One day they took an old air conditioning remote and they said, listen, use this, change the channel on your dreams. And that worked.
It's nice to have a full night's sleep.
Tim Hatfield, 7 News.
And Baz is back with more sport. Baz, you're speaking to Nick Nat tonight.
Rick, so yes, our exclusive interview coming up on Willie Rioli, his own great form, and how far can the Eagles go? Why Nick Nat thinks the future is bright at the Eagles. And are the Dockers facing a lockdown period? The latest coming up.
If I was in the outback, would I survive?
No.
The kids are taking over 7 Flicks.
This is awkward.
right now with this man's hand.
Little Big Shots, tonight on 7 Flicks.
Get your Woolies worth this winter with prices dropped on 200 more products, like Woolworths Australian pork mince 500 grams from the meat department, dropped to just $5.50 each.
That's why I pick Woolies.
Building or renovating? Save with the world's best brand sale at Hart & Co. Make the most of the amazing savings on your favourite kitchen brands. The world's best brand sale ends June 30 at Hart & Co Osborne Park.
There's lots of reasons why people are switching to Automasters. John's Jeep is in for a radiator pressure test before he heads up north. Jill's family taxi has lost power from doing so many short trips, so we're doing an injector service. And Bob's work ute needed an air conditioning regas. So no matter what car you drive, switch and save at Automasters for your service and repairs. Call 1300 Automasters. The great service, guaranteed.
What's going on?
eBay Tuesdays. Heaps of deals every Tuesday.
How are those reports going?
On things like noise-cancelling headphones.
We should get sushi, Carl.
Good times and great celebrations come alive at Crown. Get everyone together and treat yourselves to one of 2 spectacular buffets, Atrium or Epicurean. Open every day for breakfast, lunch and dinner. Live a little again at Crown.
I can't do this. I want to keep playing your program. I feel like you don't appreciate me anymore. You used to bring me a new DVD every Friday night. But now, it's like nothing I do is ever good enough. And I know you talk about my sound quality behind my back, but what if you kept me and we just got some new speakers? We can make this work.
Introducing our signature engagement ring collection, 100% Australian designed and handcrafted in our studio workshop. Choose from rare Argyle pink, white or champagne diamonds. Solid gold diamonds, the only choice.
First signs of a cold that'll knock me down? Not if I knock it down first. New Vicks First Defence. It traps, inactivates and removes cold viruses. Helps knock down a cold before it takes hold. Vicks First Defence.
If that had happened in Melbourne, we'd be in lockdown for 2 years.
Get on the phone and let everyone know the front bar is moving back to Wednesdays.
Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Put Berkey on for Wayne Campbell just to finish it off.
The front bar, Wednesday, 9 o'clock on 7.
As we saw earlier in the Bulletin, after 21 months, Premiership Eagle Willie Rioli has returned to training. He was warmly embraced by his teammates, and good mate Nick Naitanui joins us. Nick, how was it to have Willie back on the track?
Yeah, it was pretty good. We obviously have missed him for the past, I think, nearly 2 years now, and to actually have him back was great for the team morale, and we try to make it as normal as possible, but I guess with all the cameras out there, it's a bit harder, but no, we welcomed him back as if he hadn't left at all.
He looked in pretty good shape. What sort of condition do you think he's in, and how long will it take him to catch up to the rest of the group?
Yeah, he's done a lot better than I guess we probably originally thought. Not being able to train with anyone else, he's been on his own for the past 18, 19 months, just training up in the Tiwi Islands or up in Darwin on his own. So to be able to get the program that he's put together over that time on his own has been pretty remarkable.
Sure. Do you think he can play again this season?
Yeah, I saw him snapping some goals from the pocket, during training today. He's still got that talent. That's something that never goes away. But, yeah, it'll come down to his fitness. It'll come down to selection and where the team's at and guys in a similar position. But I'm sure he'll give himself every opportunity. But like I said, there's no real expectation from the playing group.
And you were one of those players, certainly in his corner. You wanted him back at the club. You wanted him to have a second chance, maybe even a third chance. What were your reasons for that, Nick?
Oh, I think for me, everyone knows, everyone makes mistakes. Everyone, does go through their tribulations and whatnot in their life. So for us, it was more about how can we give him another opportunity, not only to help his football, but to help his mental state and to help his life off field as well. So to give him that structure, give him that support and give him that love, which we are doing at the moment, is paramount in his life at the moment.
Your own form's been outstanding, Nick. It seems you relish being the captain or acting captain.
Yeah, I guess it's just a title, but, we get 3 or 4 big captains back in the coming weeks. So, I'm going to have to sit back and let them take charge again. But it's been a good couple of weeks being in charge.
It is a good lineup coming back, especially for the Bulldogs on Sunday. Shuey, Kelly, Shepherd, McGovern, looks like they're all back this weekend.
Yeah, all those boys will obviously put their hand up to play this weekend, and it'll be good. It'll be unlucky for some of the guys that come out of the side if that is the case, because they have been playing good football, and those names you just rattled off will have to live up to those guys' roles.
The Bulldogs for the West Coast Eagles. Tim English for you. It's a huge game on Sunday. It's right here on 7. All the best, mate. Great to chat again.
Thanks, Baz. Thank you very much.
Nick Natanui. The Dockers could go into isolation for a day when they arrive in Melbourne for this weekend's clash with Collingwood. Freo have offered to lock down in their hotel before the Pies game to satisfy WA's COVID restrictions. And in a sign he's still a chance to tackle the Magpies, skipper Nat Fyfe was testing his dislocated shoulder today ahead of Saturday's game. Only a fortnight after quitting a tournament while leading due to a positive COVID test, Jon Rahm has won one of golf's biggest prizes. Rahm became the first Spaniard to win the US Open, taking the lead at Torrey Pines with a birdie on the final hole.
I'm a big believer in karma, and I have a hard time explaining what just happened because I can't even believe I made the last 2 putts.
Louis Oosthuizen couldn't hold a chip shot on the last to force a playoff with Rahm. He finished a shot back at 5 under. And after taking the lead, 2020 champ Bryson DeChambeau had a horror back 9. He hit 44, including a quadruple bogey, to finish at 3 over par. Ben Simmons' NBA championship dreams are over. Simmons was kept to only 5 points as Philadelphia failed to fire in Game 7 of their semi-final series against Atlanta, losing 103-96.
A Philadelphia turnover, and the Atlanta Hawks add to their lead.
Phoenix beat the LA Clippers 120-114 in Game 1 of the Western Conference Final. Italy are the team to beat at the Euros, now on a record 30 straight games after beating Wales 1-0. Both teams still qualified for the round of 16. Turkey were knocked out winless. They went down to Switzerland 3-1, but they did still manage to score one of the goals of the tournament. John Worsfold tonight talking about Willie Rioli, one to watch. He worked at the Eagles, of course, in Essendon, super coach who knows how to handle trouble. His opinion with Ryan Daniels tonight on Flashpoint just after 9 o'clock. Rick and Sue.
Thanks, Baz. That'll be interesting. Sam Jolly's got your weather next, live from Elizabeth Quay. Sam?
Hello again, Rick and Sue. Our coldest day of the year and the winter solstice, so why not spend it outside? But at least the rain stopped. It's quite lovely now, actually. We did see a few records tumble across the state thanks to a cold front. I'll have all the details next, and I'll tell you what's happening here at Elizabeth Quay.
You are going to love what I've got planned for us.
Yeah, hold it.
This place is unreal. Go to the exhibition. You find a way to put a wedge between him and Bella.
I'm sure there's a really good reason that Nico missed this. He worships the ground that you walk on.
I'm so sorry, Nick. Home and Away, next up on 7.
The thing about us Australians, everyone's a coffee critic. You give us a lackluster latte, we'll turn it into a down-the-sink cappuccino. Our adults drink cappuccinos, our babies drink baby-chinos. And yeah, we're a sporting nation, but there's only one cup we care about lifting. That's why at McCafe, our smooth, rich new blend, roasted in Melbourne, is nothing short of... It's not just coffee fit for a king or queen. Oh no, it's coffee fit for an Aussie.
The Nick Scali half-yearly clearance ends Sunday. Hurry to save on quality furniture for your entire home. The Nick Scali half-yearly clearance ends Sunday. Hurry.
The NDIS supports thousands of people with disabilities to become more independent in their day-to-day life. If you or someone you care for could benefit from receiving everyday support, contact St Jude's Disability Services to learn more about your eligibility.
At John Hughes, you can buy a new Hyundai, Ford, Volkswagen, Kia, Mitsubishi, Jeep, LDV or MG. Choose from over 2,000 hand-picked pre-owned cars. You can trade or sell your car, and approved applicants can get a great deal on finance. You can also service with us, or one of our mobile technicians will come to you. You can save on batteries and new tyres, and even get help when you break down. That's why more people choose John Hughes in Victoria Park. johnhughes.com.au, your car buying destination.
Cancer never rests, ever. Despite what else is going on in the world, people with cancer still need support. Whether it's weeks, counselling, cancer nurses answering calls, or being driven to receive life-saving treatment, delivering all of this can only happen with donations from people who care. And right now, it's needed more than ever. Please make your tax-deductible donation today.
Hey there.
Legend tells of your incredible NBN plans.
iiNet Superfast NBN plans come packed with flexible features, optional fetch entertainment and call packs, and $0 NBN activation fee on either a no lock-in or 6-month contract. Hello, iiNet.
I didn't have to climb all the way up here, did I?
Call 13 19 17 to make the switch today.
At Solarheart, we're proud to be leading Australia's solar charge, helping smart Aussies make a real difference to the planet, cutting their energy bills and connecting them to their smart energy future. Get smart. Get Solarheart.
It's Australian citrus season at Woolworths. With sweet and juicy Australian navel oranges, now just $2.50 a kilo.
That's why I pick Woolies.
Best thing from WA. Go.
Dear us.
Besides us.
Nick. No way, mate. Nat Fife. Nick Nat. Nat Fife.
What a quackish. We all know HBF is the best from the West.
Who's he play for again?
Oh, HBF, you drop kick. WA's #1 health fund, all for people not for profit.
Oh, that HBF. Oh, yeah, I knew that all along. Yeah.
HBF, doing the best by members since 1941.
This weather report brought to you by HBF, WA's largest health fund.
Hello again, I'm at Elizabeth Quay tonight. The Resources Technology Showcase kicked off at the Perth Convention and Exhibition Centre today, and this is the WestTrac display. There's $4.5 million worth of machinery on display, hoping to attract the next generation of workers, and you can even hop on a digger and give it a go. But inside the PCEC, you get a glimpse of the future of the industry, including helicopter simulators, virtual reality tours, and you can also see the use of robotics and the advanced technology that has become such a big part of the industry. It is on again tomorrow. It's free, but you do need to register online at rtsperth.com. To the weather now, and our top of 14.4 degrees was our coldest day of the year so far. It is 11.6 right now. Kalamunda shivered through a top of just 11 degrees today. They had 32 millimetres of rain up until 9 a.m. It was 14 degrees in most other areas, and Rottnest broke a June record with 72 millimetres of rain in the past 72 hours. 48 for Jandakot and 38 millimetres here in the city. Big totals right across our state as well. 103 millimetres fell in Denmark, 99 at Narrikup and 52 for Lancelin. And it was all from a cold front which is now moving on, but it has left behind a pool of very cold air. For WA tomorrow, the rain is easing in the south coast, but rain will be felt in Esperance as a low pressure system brushes the region, and gale force winds are likely to develop, and rain for the Pilbara again as well tomorrow. For local waters, south to southeasterlies tending south to southwest tomorrow afternoon. So rug up tonight. We are heading for just 4 degrees tonight before a very cold 15 degrees tomorrow. Slight chance of an afternoon shower tomorrow. Then we have a run of very cold nights for the whole week. 17 degrees the top on Wednesday and for Thursday. We're looking at 18 for Friday. For our weekend, 20 on Saturday. Then those showers are back on Sunday and possibly for next Monday as well. That is all from me. The WestTrac activation will be here until Sunday afternoon. Come and give it a go. It's a lot of fun. And now for tonight's Monday Lotto double win draw. Good luck.
Up next, the winning numbers in tonight's Monday Lotto draw.
Good evening, Sammy O'Brien here, and welcome to tonight's Monday Lotto draw. Double your win draw, number 4088. Tonight's draw gives you the chance to win double the cash in Divisions 2 through to 6. Here with me tonight are our draw officials and government supervisor. To win the Division 1 prize tonight, your 6 numbers will need to match the 6 winning numbers in this evening's draw. Tonight is your chance to get that $1 million feeling with Monday Lotto. Well, the first numbers out for tonight are balls number 3 and 18. Last week's Monday Lotto draw made one lucky winner an overnight millionaire. How would you celebrate if you won $1 million? Well, to be a winner tonight, you'll need ball number 33 and you'll also be needing number 38. Don't forget to grab your entry in this Wednesday's Lotto draw for another chance to win double the cash in Divisions 2 through to 6. Well, you'll need number 40 to be a winner tonight, and the last number before the supplementaries will be number 43. Let's recap those winning numbers: number 3, 18, 33, 38, number 40, 43. And our first supplementary out for this evening is number 8, and the last supplementary in tonight's draw will be ball number 34. You can also check your entry in store, online or on the app. Congratulations to all of our Monday Lotto winners, and good night.
And that's 7 News for this Monday. Tonight on Flashpoint, why NASA turns to WA for technology. The stories out of our mining boom that could mean Perth becomes the global capital of technology.
Join Tim McMillan for that, and John Worsfold and Ryan Daniels on the Willie Rioli drama. Flashpoint from 9:05 tonight. Enjoy the rest of your night here on 7.